Hey guys, Viggoman here and welcome back to another video from the massive medieval city called Sangra'Qur. Today I got a special video for you because today will be the first time we actually take a look at the architecture of the houses of the normal residents of this magnificent city. The area for today is a place called Horsetown, and this is where all of the stuff relating to the horses is happening. So the first thing we're actually building today is a stable, which I talked about in the previous episode, which is an extension to the city walls, and it looks really cool. Excited to show you that. And then we're gonna do a couple of houses that are all like related to this. So the stable master will live here. We're gonna have horse shoeing or shoers, I don't know what they're called. We're gonna have saddle makers, we're gonna have blacksmiths, everything or a lot of things related to horses. So that's going to be a really cool like theme for this area here, and I hope that we can do that around the city as well, just so it's easier to build a little bit of lore around the actual buildings as well. One feature of the architecture for these houses here is that they all have like these steps, multiple different shapes and flat roofs, which are really utilized. So it's going to have like storage area, but also sitting area, living quarters, and all like built to make the city look super crowded and very overpopulated. Another thing is that they also have some plants on the roofs and areas for farming, and my idea is that they will utilize that, and as they water it with the little amount of water they have, they will also cool down their houses. Now let's finish off the time lapse for today and move over to the tour part where we take a look at everything in detail. As usual, we start with an overview over the area that we have built today, and honestly I'm so happy with the way this is turning out. And one thing I'm also super happy about is that it really seems like you guys are invested and really like excited for this project here, and it's been a little while since I felt this kind of engagement from you guys, so it's awesome. I'm super happy to be in a place now where I really feel like I have a project that I'm super inspired for, but also have all of you guys kind of backing me up, coming with ideas, and it really seems like a lot of you guys has really just like taken ownership of this project here and helping me to create the absolute best city we can. So thank you so much for that, guys, and just keep on giving me suggestions, posting pictures for inspiration, leave comments, likes, all that sort of stuff. It just really makes me so much more inspired, and it's so much more fun for me to build when I don't feel like I'm building it alone. I'm building it together with you guys. So thank you so much for that, and keep it coming. This is, by the way, the houses we have here, but before we get to that, I want to show you the stable, which is built out here. And yeah, I think it's looking really cool. It breaks up the plain outer wall a little bit, and it also acts a little bit like a part of the defense as well, because it's like almost like a barbican. There's another wall here. We have people that can defend from here, and also like the river here kind of acts as a moat as well. So maybe the river once actually flowed alongside the wall here, and then over time it shifted a little bit, so they decided to add a little extension. Who knows, maybe that's why this is sticking out, or maybe they just wanted to do something different with this flat area here. But yeah, the idea is that these are stables for the horses used while defending the main gate. So I'm sure they would have knights on horses ready to fight if people break through, or maybe they will send them out to meet like smaller scouts or groups and kind of scare them away. I don't know, but the idea is that the horses here are used for that. Also, look at this lovely horsey. Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. That's an old reference. If you know it, let me know. It's really old. But yeah, I'm really getting into doing organic shapes, and honestly, it's not that bad. Like, for being blocks, it does look like a trouncing. Is that what it's called? Trouncing horse? I don't know. Now, let's take a look at the stables here. Come in here, it's really open, and we have like these slots on either side, which could house a couple of horses on in either of these. So yeah, there's quite a bit of homes, I guess, for horses, which is cool. One feature that I really like is that in the middle here we have a well, and this is actually connected directly to the river here. So they've dug out like a small channel or something that brings the water into the well there, so it's always fresh water. And my idea is that this well here would bring like a fresh, cool breeze into this area and cool it down a little bit. So like this water here would kind of cool it, and since it's all enclosed here, the cold air would sink and kind of keep the horses cool, or at least cooler. And in case of really hot weather, they could always just bring out the water directly. There's always fresh water here, and then cool down the horses with water to drink or wash them with cold water. So that's the idea behind the well, and of course it's very practical to have water nearby when you're running a stable like this. You can get on top of the walls here with a staircase built into the wall here, and it is separated from the main wall, and we talked a little bit about this in the comments of the previous video, that people wanted to have this wall here accessing the upper wall. And the thing is, like, these walls would be the first to be breached. So if they breach this wall, you don't want to give your enemies free access to your main walls. So this wall here, but also the Barbican over here, are separate units of defense, I guess. So you'll have people up here defending it, but if this is taken, it's lost. But that doesn't mean that your enemies can then just access your city. So yeah, we can stand up here, fight and stuff, but then there's a gate here which locks this from the rest of the city, which naturally takes me to the houses we have built today. I've built a couple of houses here, and as I mentioned, most of them are related to horses. And I also added a small plaza in front of the gate here. And this is the wonkiest horse I've ever done. And actually some of you guys managed to guess that this is supposed to be like a floor painting of a horse on like a chess pattern. Let me know if you can actually see the horse in there. Anyway, here we have this house here. The first house is for putting shoes on the horses, or shoeing the horse. So this is like supposed to be horseshoes, and putting them on there. And you can also store the horses in the back here if there's a lot of them, like as a queue, so they put the horseshoes on. So that's this guy. And yeah, it's a little pantry and storage below here. Then if you go around here, there's a little wonky staircase here which takes you upstairs, and from here we can see it like here. As I mentioned, like, we utilize all the different levels. And then up here we have a small sitting area, or dining area actually, below like these shadings here. Shading is really important in Sangra'Qur because of the heat. So you'll see almost all the houses have like some shading on top. And then also a little farm here. And again, I think they will like have built in a technique where they can water this. Of course, very rarely these plants would have to survive in the desert heat and stuff, but the little watering they do kind of cools down the top of the house, and then cools down the rest of the house as well. And yeah, let's check out the interior a little bit as well. Quite cool. Yeah, I like it. Let's move on to the next house, which is this one over here, which is for the stable master. So this has like an office in the bottom here, where he just like has control over all the horses and who owns who, and what horse is outside of the stables and whatnot. And then yeah, he kind of has a big office here. It's a little bit of an important role, although he's not a noble, he's not living in the noble district, but he has a big office and works area here. A really cool thing here is that the staircase goes out on the side here and into a little tower on this building here. Get up here. There's a lot of vaulted ceilings as well. I kind of imagining these houses being built out of mud and brick and sand, and stuff. So, and yeah, plaster. So yeah, coming here, it's really tight in here, but I imagine a lot of them just sleeping on the ground on some yeah, carpets or something. Here we have a little kitchen area. Yep, and then this brings us outside. A little planting area here as well. And then some shading, and this is where they kind of sit and relax. And there's a ladder taking you up to the top where we have storage. We also have some clothes drying up here. Yeah, and like the master bedroom, again, just a carpet they sleep on the ground here, or a mattress. And yeah, so that is the stable master. I also believe there is a cellar to this. Yep. So here we have like some wine being stored and food and things. Cool. Let's move on to the next house, which is this one here, which is a blacksmith. Mainly focusing on smithing the horseshoes, but of course could smith other things as well. So yeah, really cool. It has this tunnel here. Oops, I've forgotten to do the ceiling in here. But yeah, this tunnel leads to the back area here where we have the smith or the forge. This is kind of where he works. This is for another building, so we'll just leave that for now. And then a little storage in the back here. And also you can get into the house from the tunnel. Storage, like a little hallway thing. And this brings you up here where we have a small living room for them. Very small. And then sitting areas, a small kitchen in the back here, and access to the balcony. There's also a small balcony at the back here. Like that. Yeah. So the way to get up here is, as usual, a ladder on the outside. And brings you up here to a small, like, yeah, dining area below the shadings and clothes, and also a bedroom in here. A big bed for all the family. One thing you'll also see is all the different angles we have here. There's a lot of different angles. I really don't want to make this look like it's built on a grid. I want every single house to be unique in its own way, especially when it comes to the shapes and the layouts and stuff. Let's move on to this building here, which really isn't anything regarding horses, but it is a potion or like a medicine potion kind of thing. So in the front here is self-like forest with some kind of oil or potion he makes in. And then below here he has a shop where he stores all of the oil and herbs and potion things. And then in the back, this is where he makes it. I tried to make like a press, so like he presses the herbs and he gets oil and put them into amphoras like that. And yeah, so that's this house here. But if you go around through the blacksmith area here and up to here, you get to the upper section or the backyard of this. And here we have some farms. So this is all the herbs he grows and then uses to make the potions and oils. And then you can get into the house itself. Quite small. Here we have some mattresses for the family to sleep on. Like that. And a small ladder going upstairs to a small sitting area and a little farm or vegetation area here. Really cool. I also like the palms we have in here. Just adds a little bit of greenery and really makes it look like a desert town. In my opinion, I think it really sells it. Yeah, also want to point out this. We have a well here in the back between these buildings here. Just to bring out some water to the residents of this of the Horsetown here. Yep, let's move on. We have a sign here. It says Cobbler, and that is in fact correct. This little house here is a cobbler, and when you come in here, a tiny cobbler shop, but you don't really need much. This is just to try on the boots, and from here you get to a small kitchen area for the family. And then in the back we have the cobbler workshop. This is where he makes the shoes Here we have some tanning tanning racks for hide or maybe just like leather being stretched out, and then he worked with it to make a shoe. Really cool. And then there's a little staircase leading upstairs to where we have some sleeping areas for the family, quite small. Goes out a little patio here. Amazing view of the pyramid, by the way. That's really cool. And then, of course, a ladder going upstairs to some storage and a little farm and all that sort of stuff. Next to that, we have this building here, which is a pottery or a pot maker. So, yeah, I really like this building here. It really sells the vibe that I'm going for. We're going through here. We have some pots on display here, and then in the back we have where the pots are being made. We have like a pottery rotation table here. He makes them and then puts them out on this drying racks where they all dry in the desert sun, which is cool. We also have a kiln or something to treat them that way. So I guess you could do both, like put them in here to harden them, or they could also harden in the summer sun. Yeah, so that is the pottery. From here we can get inside. We have a kitchen area like that, and it leads upstairs where we have sleeping areas for, I think this is for the kids, like that. And then in the back here, yeah, we have a bigger bed for the parents. Cool. And then of course access to a little balcony, quite nice. And this goes upstairs where we have even more stuff, some storage, drying racks, and even like a little gazebo where this is supposed to be like a water pipe or something for like smoking. So I can sit here and smoke and just relax and look at the pyramid or somewhere else, of course. So yeah, that is the pottery. Next to that we have my second favorite building of the day, I think. Here we have like a really cool arched entrance. Yeah, this is actually a bakery, and it might be a little over the top for a bakery, but it's fantasy. It's Minecraft. Let's just have fun with it. And it's built like in this slope here, which is always awesome to have all these different levels. But yeah, you come in here. Let's go this way first, actually. To the bakery itself, we have where we bake all the bread and kind of knead the dough and make it into bread. And then back here we have the bakery oven, a big oven, and a little access to a balcony here. Cool. And from here we can also go to the back where we have a little backyard, which is cool, with a little farm for some barley and rye and stuff they could add into the bread. Actually, we can go this door here and get into the house. We have a big oven here in the first floor, a little kitchen area. And then upstairs we have a dining room, some sitting areas and that stuff, and then a big bed for the entire family to sleep on. From here we can get out, a little shading area where we can sit, relax. A little farm as well. And then we can go on top of this thing where we have some sitting areas and storage and whatnot. Really cool. And then we have the final building for today's episode, which is this one. And this is a saddle maker, and it has 2 apartments. So the idea is that there's one like saddle master who runs his business, and then there's a family renting who's also working in the saddle building thing. So the first floor here we have like the saddle shop. This is supposed to be like a saddle on top of a display, and we have another saddle here, very minimalistic, and another one here which is being worked on like that. And then in the back tons of leather is being stored in a shelf here. Yeah, so it's a saddle shop, and it's covered with this textile, so you could cover it up with. Little storage in the back here. Here we also have some leather being stored as well. And then there's a narrow street which goes up here around this little palm area, and you get on top of here, and this is where like his apprentice and stuff would stay. So they sit here and kind of work on the leather, maybe prepare it for being made as a saddle, or cut out pieces, harden it, yeah, all that sort of stuff. And then there's some storage for leather in here as well. Around here we have the apartment for the leather master, or the main leather guy. Nice kitchen in here, like that, and then a big bed for the entire family. We will see that a lot in the less fortunate districts of Sangra'Qur, is that the families share a lot of bed spaces. And then yeah, little shaded area here and some areas to sit and eat and stuff. And just look out. I love this little plaza we have here between all these houses. It feels so alive. Let me know what you think down below. And then around here we have a staircase which goes up. We have some drying racks, utility stuff. And then we get to where the last family, or the family running or helping with the saddle shop, lives. So we get up here. They have a small sitting area below this blue, green shaded area. And then, whoops. Yeah, I forgot this room. That surprised me a lot. I was sure I'd finish this room. Wow, okay. Just imagine some beds and sitting areas in here. Tiny stuff. And also forgot the top bit. I got way ahead of myself here. That's a shame. Just imagine this top bit being done. But honestly, I'm happy. Usually I would have missed a couple more rooms for all these houses here. And honestly, just look at this place, guys. Doesn't it feel alive? Doesn't it have like a super unique vibe to it? I've never seen anything like this in Minecraft. I feel like, I don't know. I think it's really cool. Let me know down below, guys, what you think of Horsetown and the first buildings of Sangra'Qur. And let me know if you have ideas for future things, because I will just move on to more areas around the city here, because I'm super inspired. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I really do hope that you enjoyed. If so, make sure to smack that like button. And if you haven't done it already, make sure to subscribe. It's been Viggoman, and I'm out.